Hey, what's good? Welcome to another video. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ted and I talk bass. In this video, I'm going to answer a member request. It's from my boy Fleece, talking about right hand technique, or plucking hand technique rather. You may be left-handed, but this will apply either way. I'm gonna try to make the video as short as possible, just kind of off the cuff, but I'm gonna show you some things that are gonna help you out with your plucking hand, which in this case happens to be my right hand. So, ready to get into it? Let's get into it. So the first thing we want to keep in mind is where we place. So if my arm is like just over the bass and I lift up just kind of naturally, my thumb falls over the E string. My thumb is right on the E string. Now it doesn't, I don't personally play with my thumb on the pickup, and I don't suggest that you have your thumb anchored on anything, okay? So that's the first thing, is just raise your arm up and let your hand fall naturally. You shouldn't fight with the instrument. You shouldn't have to fight with the instrument at all. All right, so remember, we're real natural, right? Now the motion that you want to have, instead of pulling up, a lot of beginner players will pull up on the string like this. All right, there's a time for that, but generally we don't want to do that. We want to push, okay? It's more of a push motion. So for these exercises, I'm going to use the open A string. Like anything, there's different levels to this, but for this, I'm just going to use the A string to start. And so what we'll do is play quarter notes first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that I'm using index middle. 1, 2. And I'm trying to get as even of a sound as I can out of both fingers. Even though it looks like my fingers may be going in an upward motion, they're really just pushing the string. You can do this on the A string, on the D string. And I do suggest going between strings, G string. Notice how my thumb comes down. My thumb is sort of resting on the D string, but it is also helping with muting in the other strings. When I go to the lower strings, I have to touch the string that I just got off of to stop it from ringing. So there my thumb isn't on anything. Okay? But it's a push motion. Now, once you've gotten comfortable with that, just to keep the video shorter, once you get comfortable with quarter notes, you want to take the same tempo, right? And use eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. How long should you do this? You should do it. You should do it as long as like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Don't spend all day with it, but whatever you do, if you set a timer and then you're working the exercise, you're only concentrating on that one thing. You're not doing a bunch of different things, right? Not thinking about a bunch of different things. It'll turn it into sort of a meditation, right? So taking that same idea, once you get comfortable with the eighth notes, you've got the quarter notes, you've got your eighth notes. I need a higher chair. You got your quarter notes, eighth notes. Then of course you want to add 16th notes. But before we add 16th notes, let's use eighth note triplets. So those will sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplet, 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 triplet. Again, now I'm only using the A string right now, but you want to switch strings, right? Okay? After that, same tempo, then you want to add your 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch strings. Now, those are isolated, right? You do your quarter notes, you get those down. You do your eighth notes, get those down. You do your eighth note triplets, get those down. Do your 16th notes, get those down, right? Then we want to start combining them, okay? We want to combine them. So for instance, let's say you do 2 measures of quarter notes, 2 measures of eighth notes, 2 measures of eighth note triplets. Then you move on to 2 measures of 16th notes and repeat that whole cycle. It'd be 4 measures of each one of those things, right? So now let me show you that, but let me put on the metronome. So then this is what I suggest. Get it down first and then put the metronome on, okay? Because the metronome is the truth teller. That's going to let you know where you are in time, because that's not going to change, right? If you don't have an internal clock, you need that metronome to not only keep you in the right place, but to also test your speed. Okay, so let me set up the metronome real quick. All right, so now I got my metronome. I like to use Tempo by Frozen Ape. There's a lot of different metronome apps. This video is not sponsored by them in any way, but this is one of the easiest metronome apps to use. And so I have this set at 80 BPM. I also have a timer set, right? I'm not going to use the timer right now, but there's the timer function. You can have it increase tempo or whatever. How fast I set the metronome depends on how comfortably I can do and how cleanly I can do the 16th notes. So for now, I've got this set at 80 BPM.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Quarter notes. No hand involved. Look, mine, no hands. Here we go with our eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Eighth note triplets. 16th notes. Quarters. Eighth notes. See what I'm saying? And you repeat that. You just keep going around and around. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to show you involves the both hands. So look, when it comes to technique and things like that, I think that you have to take like real pieces of music. I'm going to show you an etude that I got from Gary Stinnett's YouTube channel, which I thought was just a really dope exercise. And instead of me explaining so much about the exercise, I'm going to link to that video either in the description, or I'll put a card here so you can dig a little bit deeper. I can't take credit for the etude that I got from them, but it was him and his son. So let's take D major. So very, very musical. right? So what I'm noticing, and I'm saying it like this because this is what I want you to do. This is what I think you should do. When you're listening or practicing a piece, is take the time to don't just mindlessly play it. Because we put a lot of emphasis on this hand, on the fretting hand, but the plucking hand is the engine room, right? That's the thing that's making stuff go, right? Most of the time. So the first thing I had to do is play. I'm in D major. So start with my first finger, cross over with my middle finger, and look at my thumb. Look at how my thumb comes down to the A string. See that? Going right back down the scale. Notice I never use the same finger twice. Now, there I did what's called a rake. Where I took my first finger and went down to the E string. What did I do there? I felt like I did something different there. So this is what you want to be thinking about when you're practicing something. Notice I don't have a metronome on, right? I'm paying attention to what I'm playing. Okay, maybe I didn't. So I'm taking each little part. If you saw the Spain video, I said, one of the little tests I do is can I play it 7 times in a row correctly and then move on? Maybe add the next note. I won't do it 7 times, just Ooh. So now I have to make a different decision, because if I do it like that, then it's getting back to the beginning is making me go to my middle finger, but I want to continually start that etude with my first finger. I really like this etude a lot. Again, either check the video here, or it'll be in the description box below. Everything you learn is an opportunity to fix a technique or to work on a technique. Everything. But I know this video is getting a little bit long, and I don't want it to be that long. If you have additional questions about it, leave them in the comments, and I will most people know I get back to like just about everybody, as fast as I can if you have a question. Okay, so like I said, this one was real impromptu, off the cuff. I wanted to get the content out there for Fleece and whoever else might be interested. So if you like bass tutorials like this, if you like the content on this channel, you can check out the playlist here. Here's a video that YouTube thinks you might like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a video. I'll see you in the next one. Again, my name is Ted and I talk bass. Peace.